worst boss ever. So what's up everybody, Jay here, and the time has finally come. Final Fantasy 15 is here. We are all getting to finally play it. I have said final, I think 4 times already. Don't care. But Final Fantasy 15 is here. I am still hyped since the day I got it in my hands. I've been playing it for about 2 or 3 days straight now, however long it's been since I got it, and I am enjoying the hell out of it, and I'm hoping you are too. But enough gushing, let's get to what this video is about, because I'm bringing you more tips, and this time, to start off the Final Fantasy 15 series, I wanted to start off with a bang. Let's shoot this right out of a cannon. I want to help you get over 200,000 XP as early as Chapter 3. And how are we going to do that? We're going to fight the Bandersnatch. That's right, that armored dinosaur that's right above Hammerhead. Yeah, we're going to fight him. And then fight him again, and again, and maybe again. But first, let me just say, I can't tell you what level to do this at, only because the experience for everybody is a little different in this game. If you've been focusing on just leveling, well, then this might be kind of easy for you to do. If you've only been focusing on the story and doing none of the side quests and stuff, you may still be kind of a low level and the fight might be a little tough. Maybe you just have trouble fighting the Bandersnatch or big bosses and you need to be a little stronger. If you've got to wait to do this, it's okay. For filming for this video, I was level 27, 28 when I started, and it shot me all the way up to 47. So even if you have to wait, it is still a huge boost to your leveling experience. So enough about that, let's get into steps on how to do this. Step number 1, you're gonna need some time. Part of this is farming an item, and the other part is farming the Bandersnatch fight. So you are gonna need to set aside a little bit of time to do this. If you have to do it in segments, feel free. You can get the items you're gonna need, and then take a break, wait a couple days, and then come back and then do the Bandersnatch fights. But just know, this isn't gonna be like a 15-minute adventure. Step 2, you're gonna need either 10,000 or just over 10,000 gil, or 15,000 gil. Now the difference between the two is 10% XP, and I'm talking 10% on what you finish with. So if you're able to get up to 200,000 XP, this is gonna be a bonus 20,000. If you can get up to 220,000 XP, this is going to be a bonus 22,000. So it's really up to you how much that 10% is worth, or how hard it's been for you to actually get gil. If you can only get to just over 10,000, then just do the 10,000. It won't hurt. For this video, I only did the 10,000. So you can see how good that is, and then make the decision on your own. Step 3, you're going to need about 8 to 10 rare coins. For the video, I went with just 8. Now these come in Chapter 3 or the Kling region, and the easiest way to get these is along the road that connects Lestalum and Old Lestalum. So what I did is I left my car in Old Lestalum and I walked the road all the way to regular Lestalum. I didn't go off the beaten path too much, I didn't sway too far from the road. If you just stay right by the barrier, you should see all of the little blue sparklies all over the place. Pick those up, they all have a chance to be a rare coin. And like I said, you want at least 8 of these. So you might make your way all the way back up to Lestalum, or if you started in Lestalum, all the way down to Old Lestalum, but you may have to walk that path again, but just do it until you get 8. Once you have those, your next step is to fill up all of your elements. So get in your car and quick travel to camps if you want to, or drive yourself, especially if you have the AP bonus, and fill up all 3 to 99. Once you have all 3 to 99, go into your Elemancy, and you're going to be making the Expericast Magic Flask. So to make this with high potency, you're going to take all 3 of those elements and add all 99 to it. From there, go down to the item slot and add in all of those rare coins you got. Depending on if you've spent anything in your Ascension board on magic, you might have a little higher result here, but you should come out with at least a potency of around 270 and 5 of these. If you have the Ascension slot that gives you an extra item, just know that you're going to be fighting the Bandersnatch a 6th time to really utilize these. And if that's the case, you'll just add one more fight on to where I stop in the video. But for what I did, I just went with the 5. After you have that, you're going to want to go out and fill your elements up one more time. From there, you want to try to build a thunder spell that you can turn into either a quad cast or at least a tri-cast. Now, I used a beetle shell for this, but since so many things are just random drops, it's kind of hard to say what you can do. So you're going to have to go through your inventory and figure out what you can make and what items you're willing to give up right now to make these. If you can't make a quad cast or you can't make a tri-cast and all you can do is maybe a dual or even just a regular Thundera, go ahead and make those and make them as high as potency as you can by using other things, like I think the wolf fangs or something like that. Make it as high as you can, and then maybe go fill up your elements one more time. If you're using only single cast, you're gonna end up going through a lot of these. This is why having the quad is really helpful. Another thing that's going to be really helpful for this fight is having Ignace's technique regroup. What it is it use up 2 of your tech bars and is a group heal, but also if somebody's in danger, or if, I don't know, everybody but Ignace is in danger, it brings them all out of it. It's not really a res, it's not a Phoenix down, so if they die, you still have to use a Phoenix down, but this does kind of let you get off like a giant group high potion. Or maybe closer to a regular potion depending on how far you've leveled it up. So once you have all of that ready to go to Hammerhead. Once you're there, you're going to be heading north, a little northeast, to this area right here. If you've seen where the Bandersnatch is already, you know exactly where we're going. It's the camp right outside of this little spot. Once you get here, go ahead and set up camp, and if you have a food that has an experience boost to it, like I have one that gives you 20%, make that. The difference between having that food and not having that food is about 5,000 experience per fight. So you're going to finish off about 25,000 experience lower if you don't have it, but it doesn't hurt you if you can't make it. So once the morning comes, save up. From here, head east into the Bandersnatch's lair. Make sure you equip the Expiricast Flask into one of your combat spots and then use it on him to start the fight. Now what this does is it hits him with a random element, but it also increases the amount of XP that he will give when the fight's over. So if you had the same potency and same bonus level that I did, which was 272 and 95, I believe it was, he's going to give you about 18,000 XP for this fight. And if you had the 20% XP boost from the camp, he's going to give you about 23,000. Now, how you approach this fight is totally up to you. If your combat skills are good enough that you can sit there and just attack him, feel free, but this is why we made those other magic spells. He's really weak to thunder, so all you need to do is you can have Noctis go off to the side, he can hang from a ledge, he can stand back a little bit or right there and start using some of those spells. I used the quad cast every single time, and one of them I got real lucky and had multiple thunders go off, or multiple thunderas go off, and it wiped out over half of his health in one go. So once you kill him, you're gonna wanna run back to Hammerhead. And if you've got the XP boost from the camp, you're gonna wanna run back as quickly as possible, because when this fight's done, you need to really make sure I shouldn't even say really, you have to absolutely make sure you do not stay at a camp or the RV or go to an inn. If you use one of those, you're gonna ruin this. So you should probably save up, head back to town, and go get to your car. Once you're at your car, you need to leave this region. Whether that's Deske or it's going back to Clang, you need to leave the region you're in now and then come back. This is what makes this take so long, is because you're gonna have to sit through 2 load screens. And sadly, doing this multiple times doesn't really make it load faster. I went to Alistair every single time, and it was about the same time for each load. So once you get to wherever you pick to go, come back to Hammerhead, and then run back up north to the fight again. If you want to, save before you get into the fight, but don't use the camp. And then when you're ready, head back into his lair again. And the fight goes exactly the same way. Use the Expiricast first, switch to your other spell, and then take him out however you feel comfortable doing. If you've got Regroup, don't forget to use that. You might need to use some of your potions and Phoenix Downs. For the experience that you're gonna get, it's worth using what you got. And even if you do have trouble fighting him, this is why you save after every fight or before you start these fights, so in that way you can just hop right back in and do it again. So after your second kill is done, you're gonna basically rinse and repeat. Save, head back to Hammerhead, load out to another spot outside of this region, come back, go up to his lair, fight him again. You're gonna do this however many times you were able to craft an Expiricast Flask. So for me, I made 5, so I ended up doing this fight 5 times. Now the couple of problems you might run into is 1, there's a good shot that your experience food buff is gonna wear off. Mine wore off, I believe, after the 3rd fight. So when it does wear off, you don't have to worry about being as quick. Plus, you can now go to one of the restaurants, like the restaurant there in Hammerhead, and you can pick a different food to eat. Just make sure you stay above 10,000 gills still. Or if you're going the other route, stay above 15,000. So do this fight as many times as you have Expiricast. Remember, run in, use the Expiricast, use your other magic, fight them if you want to, get a little dirty, and then leave. Now, once you have finished off all your Expiricasts, in my case it was 5, you're going to want to head back to Hammerhead, and you're going to travel to Golden Quay, right? Was that it? Golden Quay, I want to say was the name. Once again, if you watched any of my videos, I suck at English, so I apologize again. But you're going to fast travel to Golden Quay. Now here's where the difference between bringing the 10,000 and 15,000 happens. You're going to walk along the pier and you're going to head to where the restaurant and the inn are. If you brought the 15,000 with you, talk to the restaurant lady right here, the chef, and have her make the food that will increase your XP. It costs 4,750, I believe. If you didn't bring the extra money, you don't need to bother talking to her, just talk to the guy at the end. Now the advantage to coming here is that staying here for the night will double your experience. But it does come at a cost, which is why you brought the 10,000, because it is 10,000 gil a night. So as you saw with me, I finished off with about 113,000 XP, which then turned into 226,000 XP. And I did not have the food buff from the lady just outside here, so it could have actually been higher. But either way, there you go. There is over 200,000 XP. You can see, I went from 27, 28, all the way up to 47. And real quick, let's talk about an issue you might have with this. With the running back and forth, you may eventually hit nighttime. If you hit nighttime inside Hammerhead, like if you made it back and then turns to night, you're perfectly fine. But I will say for me, I did get stuck heading into the other region at night, and coming back it stopped me. You may just need to walk back. You're gonna run into a few fights. If you're not strong enough yet to deal with the demons at night, just keep running out of their circle and just make the trek back. Sadly, that's about all you can do, especially if you have the XP buff. Because if you stay at an inn to help get it to morning, you're gonna ruin your XP. And then also, if you have trouble with this fight, it doesn't hurt to only do it maybe 2 or 3 times. Waste all of the magic you can. If you have to hang up on a ledge and just sit there and throw magic and let everybody else die, that's fine. It doesn't hurt to only level up 1 or 2 guys or only do the fight 2 or 3 times and then turn this in. If you can't afford the 10,000, you can still go turn it in at a regular inn for the 1.2 or the 1.5 and still get a decent amount of XP out of it. So don't get discouraged if you can't do it, or if you have issues, or maybe you just couldn't get the money and you watched this anyways and you went, you know what, I still want the XP. I can get everything but the money. Go ahead and do it. Every bit of XP helps. But there you go. Over 200,000 XP. Depending on what level you did this, you either just got about 20 or 30 levels out of this. Or maybe you did it a little later on in the game, maybe you only got 10, but still, that's 10 levels you just got in maybe about an hour to 2, depending on how long it took you to really get back and forth from the fights and how long it took you to get the coins. But there you go, 200,000 XP. Hopefully it helped you out. If it did, leave a like, maybe subscribe. I'm gonna have more tips, more guides, tricks, whatever you want to call them for Final Fantasy 15. I post up gameplay videos from time to time, anything else that kind of tickles my fancy. So I hope you stick around, and I will see you in the next one. Later.